To all my fellow BM Chess Club members, welcome back to our rapid chess speedrun up to the ELO rating of 2000. And I believe today is day 17 if my math is correct. And we are currently 1380 rated players. This is already higher than roughly 95% of chess.com players. And the good news is that if you know simple concepts, simple chess knowledge, you can easily get to this rating. I'm going to try to display why that's the case in today's game. And the very first concept is the opening. As you can see, we played e4 and our opponent responded with d5. That's known as the Scandinavian opening. And we are just going to take the pawn. And now let's go back to that first concept of the opening. During the opening, the main thing you need to do is develop your pieces. Do not leave your army at home. These 4 pieces need to come out, not necessarily as the first 4 moves, but probably within the first 7 or 8 moves, you should have all of those pieces out. So right now I have 1 out. I'm grabbing the center with d4. I don't need to make weird moves, nothing like this, or, Let's see how Abram Zog, the Israeli player, decides to respond. He is doing the right thing. He develops his own piece. He has 4 pieces he wants to develop as well. So let's do what he does. He could come here and here. For example, this is a pin. That's another concept that we've seen on this channel. And this knight can literally not move. It would be illegal to move because it's pinned. Let's keep an eye on that. So in order to exploit that pin, Abraham could jump here because notice it would add another attacker on our knight. That's 2 attackers. We only have 1 defender, which is this pawn defending this knight. And we would not be allowed to take it because it's pinned. Okay. So now he continues the plan, which is developing, right? Well, we can keep developing as well. I'm actually going to develop right here. And now that pin is gone because now this knight can move. It's not a pin anymore. All right, now he wants to develop his bishop, apparently. We can develop our bishop. There's also another concept in chess called a discovered attack. Right now, our bishop is looking at his queen. And if we discover the bishop by moving our knight, his queen would be under attack. I don't want to do it quite yet, though. So I'm actually going to... I'm considering either kicking this bishop away or developing our final piece, maybe here or here. These are the options I'm considering. I think I can develop to... I could also give a check, honestly, but then he just blocks it, so... There's also this move, which is quite interesting, actually. Then I think he would come here, though, because I would be threatening a fork. There's another concept. But let's just be super chill for now and develop our final piece. And those 4 pieces, they're all developed. The center is pretty controlled by us. I would say we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, all contributing to these squares. All right. So that discovered attack is still on the cards if we wanted to play it. We could also castle now. If I do this, he could probably just drop his queen back here and protect the knight. The knight's already protected, but I'm threatening to mess up his pawn structure. Let's actually play this move now. I think he might play this, which would be a tactical response. Because then we cannot take his bishop. He would take our rook. which we do not want to do. Oh, and he actually kind of lets us off easy. Okay, he lets us off easy because now the pressure, the pin is gone. Our queen's developed, and he develops his second knight. This is not a move. This is a move. This is a move. And then, but he still can just draw back here. So I still don't see like that juicy move. We can castle. There is also this. Then again. Okay, so castling is now complete. This is still an idea he could take here, but then we would have this. Castling queenside was also an option. I just thought it might be too much. Abraham is playing a completely fine game. I wouldn't say we have an advantage. I'd say we probably have a slight advantage, maybe like +6, plus 0.6 that is. We're currently 1380s. We win this game, we'll be 2 points shy of 1400. Okay, so that is interesting. We could do this, and we're hitting him here. He drops back though. There's also this move. Oh, that's pretty interesting. The thing is, he just takes here, but then we get this check. So wait, come here. We're gonna give up this bishop. We take his bishop with a check. He has to move. And then we might get another pawn as well. And then this queen will be coming down on these pawns. Okay, so let's try that. He could also just, well, he cannot come here to protect because then we take it. So finally that discovered attack is alive and well. And yes, he could actually pick up the piece that we discovered onto him, our bishop on d2. But then we're going to get the piece back with a check. If he goes here, if he goes here, if he goes here, we can still get this pawn in any of those cases. So let's see how this unfolds. Abraham is going to think for a minute. Rightfully so. We've been kind of over-explaining every move, and that's why our clock's a little bit lower. When you're playing your own games, you don't have to spend time talking. But I just hope you guys see the concepts. He does take the pawn. We're going to take the piece back. His queen's also kind of low on squares. He does have an escape over here. All right. So now we can continue that plan to come here, if you remember. And now this queen is hitting this pawn, as we pointed out. He does have this move, but I think our queen can step in before he gets that move. So you might be thinking, well, if he does this, isn't he going to win this pawn? Oh, wow. Okay, surprised. Probably not a bad move, though. He brings his knight a little bit closer. And we can go boom, boom, and trade. We can also say, get your queen out of here. We could kind of line this up. We could come here too, which is quite interesting. That's actually probably my favorite choice, because now we're hitting this pawn, and we're also hitting this square thanks to our knight, and that's pretty scary for him. We're up one pawn. Time situation's pretty much I mean, more or less even. We're both around 5 minutes. He has a little more. Okay, and he does defend this pawn, but now we get this entry. I'm not sure what it's going to lead to. He can jump back here. Yeah. Then we could at the very least get this pawn, so there's that. That's a check. Of course, he has to stay connected to the knight, so he cannot come here. He cannot come here. He has to do this move, which is what he does. Now we have some crazy ideas, which is take this pawn for starters. And his queen down here is actually pretty inactive. Of course, our bishop's protected. And we're also looking at his rook. And we have this check, which is another discovered attack on the rook. Okay, that was actually probably a good move by him. I wish we had our dark squared bishop to give like a check right here or something. Of course, do not come here. His rooks are now connected, so that's good for him. We can just do this once and maybe repeat. He'll have to come here again. And then we can do this move. Maybe offering the knight for the knight, 1 for 1. We are up 2 pawns now. Still 4 minutes. We might want to play slightly faster. I don't know why he's thinking he only really has one move, which is this one again. Okay. So now this seems like a reasonable move. There's also this and this with the checkmate threat, but this is protecting that square. So let's just be simple and come here. He could play something like this and double protect it. He could just trade. If he does trade, we should consider taking with the pawn actually, which look at all this. Like our queens are actually lined up as well. There are 3 pieces in between. But what if we do... There's also an intermezzo check, which can only be blocked with this. That's very scary. Hang on, I want to consider this intermezzo check. Check. He cannot come here. He cannot come here. He cannot come here. He cannot come here. He has to block it with this piece, because this can't block it either. He blocks it with this piece. We take it. Okay, yeah, we're going for this. We take it with the bishop. I think we're going to take it with the bishop. Notice that I didn't capture his piece back. But we're going to capture it back next move by force. He has to do this. Now we could capture here, but then he escapes. So let's actually capture with this, forcing him to move here. All right. Now I feel like we should have some sort of checkmate. Let's come here for starters. He's going to come here. We come here. He comes here, and we're going to mate him right here. This is a checkmate. Boom. That was pretty clinical. That was pretty clinical. So, of course, things got a little bit more advanced as the game went on. And I don't think I played a perfect game by any means, but we are going to check the accuracy. And it was 89. Swear that's what we've been getting like every game. So let's go through and see where we made possible mistakes. Okay. See, even this inaccuracy, let's be honest, it's completely fine. We still have a plus 0.4. Same with this. Don't put too much stock into chess.com's engine saying this is inaccurate. I mean, come on. We kick the bishop, he takes back, we take back, castle. Oh, that's actually brilliant. Okay. I mean, it was actually pretty logical rather than brilliant. You just had to think it through. Because I saw that we were getting this check. And I also saw his queen could not come here to defend it. So we were getting the check either way. Then we were getting that pawn. This was... I wonder what the best move here was. Not there, sorry. I wonder what the best move here was. Kicking his knight. Seems a little risky. Yeah, true. If he moves it, then we get that piece. Then again, our bishop would be loose, but okay. Okay, we repeat once. And this was very nice as well, if I say so myself. Instead of just instantly capturing back with this, which, by the way, would have been completely fine. Capturing back with this would have been completely fine. But we actually wanted the checkmate. So start with this. He has to drop back. Literally forced, hence this arrow. Take here is the best. If we take with the queen, he can escape. And then we try this and he escapes. And he's harder to get to over here. Still winning, obviously. But instead, take with the bishop. He has no moves other than this. Slide back. And then give the check and give the checkmate. So that was only 23 moves. And now we're basically 1400. So I hope you guys... By the way, I should have probably been showing that from this view. But okay, I think we still saw the main point. Anyway, I got an 80, what was my accuracy there? 80 something, 89.8, basically 90. And you guys can get accuracies like that too. Just think your moves through. That's my point. That's my goal here in the BM Chess Club. Just showing you guys logic of chess. So feel free to subscribe if you'd like to be part of this journey. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. We have videos every single day. Thank you as always for watching, and peace out.